Bryce Mitchell has his new walkout song by Kanye West.
Oh, really?
Hailing the Führer.
Oh, yeah? Like, you know what, Galactus? You're kind of a sociopath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're toxic masculinity, man. Eating all these fucking planets.
I don't need you to mansplain to me what's going on over here, bro.
Oh my god.
Let's go with your take. What do you think happens in 100 Men versus a Gorilla? All right, let's jump right into this. Welcome to the Sofa Kingdom Podcast, and you don't have to adjust your headphones. My voice is a little extra sexier because I lost it. I'm just regaining my voice back, so this will be a silent episode for me.
Were you at a JoJo Siwa concert?
I'm stuck. I'm not gonna laugh as much because it hurts my throat.
Thank God.
So this is a very serious episode. We're gonna talk politics and religion.
Yes.
Okay.
So, Bryce Mitchell has his new walkout song by Kanye West.
Oh, really?
Hailing the Führer.
Oh, yeah?
Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Has your feed
Wait
been
a sec.
bombarded with this shit also?
I have not.
It's everywhere.
Because
Yeah.
I watch normal things. I have not seen this.
I have listened to and seen Kanye's new.
Jesus
I have.
Christ.
And because I didn't believe it at first. I was like, nah.
Yes.
It was just,
Yeah, I thought that shit was fake. And I was like,
Nah.
oh, it's not.
Yes.
It's not. It's real.
So now he's out there. Kanye West.
And it is the top song right now in worldwide category and in Israel.
Because people are wanting to hear this bullshit. They're like, have you heard this? Have you heard this? It's a word of mouth. It's clickbait.
In a month, he's admitted to sucking his cousin's dick
Yep.
and hailing Hitler in his music.
I'm sure his
In a
cousin.
month.
I'm
One
sure
month.
his
In 1
cousin, who I think is in prison,
Yes.
is really enjoying the extra attention that Kanye
sure.
West
yeah.
just gave him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when he
Oh, yeah.
when that came out, he was in his cell. His price like a motherfucker.
Yeah. You know what it was? Is probably he was sitting in a cell saying to Kanye, like, yo, you need to up my commissary payments or I'm going to tell everybody you suck my dick. Kanye West is like, you know what? I sucked his dick.
Yeah. Kanye West said, you know what? I'm gonna out myself. No, I ain't got
Fuck you.
I ain't gotta pay
shit.
nobody nothing.
Yeah, yeah. The only
Down.
people I got to pay are my ex-wives and the baby mamas. And,
Now he's just Kanye's just
Taxes.
Kanye's just out there now, man. He's just-
and the only thing worse than Kanye West sucking dick is The Last of Us season 2.
which also sucks dick.
Which also sucks
iconic.
too. We
Is
were having
that allowed on the show?
I don't think so.
Without talking about the show, we could talk a little bit about the show. We know that in the video game, as you were saying, one of the main characters dies, right?
Yes.
And you had a good point. So
It's an old show. We can
Spoiler alert.
We can talk about it.
Spoiler alert. Joel dies in the second game, and what do you know? He fucking dies in the second season of The Last of Us.
Surprise,
Right,
surprise.
right.
And sadly,
Nobody wants to watch the show.
in the game, you have to keep playing. It's a video
Correct.
game. If you want to beat the game, you have to play as Ellie to finish the game.
Right.
In the show, we do not have to keep watching with
Yes.
Bella Ramsey. We
Yes.
don't. We don't have to do it. And I had no problem with her as Lady Mormont, and I don't have a problem with her in any other acting role she does. I just don't feel it as Ellie. I
Right.
don't.
Right.
The fight scenes are horrible. They're cringy. Little potato head girl is not beating the fuck out of me or anyone else. I'm
I
sorry.
agree.
If
I
I
agree.
attack her, she's losing.
She's dead.
I don't care how much jiu-jitsu she learned.
She dies twice.
I'm punching that little potato head in.
You
That's the
kill
way it
her,
goes.
revitalize her, and then kill her again.
Yeah, she just and in the show she's like fucking flipping a dude around and I'm like, dude, get the fuck
it's
out
not
of here.
happening. It's
You
not
ain't,
happening.
it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, I agree. I'm
sorry.
So, with that,
not reality.
With that said, it's true. It's like when your favorite character dies, the person that you're relating to, you don't really feel like engaging with that show, that book, that movie, whatever it is, because you're like, I'm here for this person. The only show that I felt that really did that well was Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
And it was because there were so many characters
season 1.
to
But
enjoy.
That the thing there is all the characters were strong.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, Joel really was the anchor on the show.
Correct.
Even though it's both of them
Yes.
and their story.
Yeah.
Everyone was really there for him.
Yeah, and
Correct.
Ellie kind of pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie. Like she's still in the show in the season 2. She's supposed to be 19,
Right.
and she's acting like a mature little fucking kid. And if you grow up in this world where there's so much death, and you literally have to be on edge every day, you would mature very fast.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't still be playing fucking games like when it comes time to fucking stab with something in the head.
I agree.
It's serious. It's visceral. It's real. It's terrible.
Yes.
She was just pissing me off. Pedro Pascal carried that show. His role as Joe carried that show. And I don't think that they're going to be able to continue it
Without him.
without him. I
Yeah.
just don't. I'm sorry.
I agree.
With us having the ability to not have to finish the game and just being able to watch something else.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be the option that most people do. And I think the ratings are reflecting that.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong. In the video game, there were a lot of flashbacks to him around, right?
Yeah.
They could do some of that. I don't know, because I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be honest.
Are you watching the show? Are you watching the show?
I have not watched anything related to season 2 at all. I haven't watched a single episode. I knew he was going to die.
I did.
And I'm like, I'm just not in it.
And I'm not going to lie. I watched it. I watched the episode after it. I went to Ireland. Didn't bother to stream it while I was in Ireland. And I got back. It's been 2 days.
Still haven't
watched a single fucking episode. I don't feel that pull to need to watch it. I don't.
Yeah.
I didn't even have a poll to start. I was waiting for enough episodes of this season to find out if it was worth going to watch, and I haven't seen anyone who's given any convincing argument of why I should spend my time with that.
There's not a convincing one.
Versus other things that I have going on.
I went to Italy. I streamed Game of Thrones in Italy. on my phone, I streamed Game of Thrones in the fucking Austrian mountains.
Yes, because that is a show worth streaming.
Because that is a show worth keeping up on.
Yes. Yep. It's really like, we could call it the Captain America
I didn't
effect.
have Wi-Fi either. That's a lot of fucking data.
We could call it the Captain America effect. Like, you're here for Chris Evans. That's the Captain America you want. Now, nothing against Anthony Mackie, but he's not exactly leading man material.
He's a separate thing.
He's a good side man. He's a good alternative to the leading character. Yeah. He's there. You throw some punchlines.
He wasn't as weak as that weak ass Falcon attempt that they did though.
Even in the comics,
who's this fucking guy?
When Falcon takes over as captain, it's a fairly short run. Like, even when they did it in the comics, it didn't last the way they wanted to, and they eventually went back to Steve Rogers.
Of course,
of course. Are we doing that?
Yeah, it's like growing up with Superman, and then when they killed him off, and then they brought back the super team, like Superboy, Super Robot, all these different versions of Superman. Everybody was like, "Where the fuck is Superman?"
Yeah. And they had to bring. I mean, they brought him back with a mullet, but they brought him back.
Mullet Superman is a very good rendition.
Yeah, he was from Loxahatchee, Florida.
Yeah,
that sounds about right.
That's a dangerous fucking Superman.
Yeah, he had a camel cape, duck call and whistle. You know what I mean? That's a bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
But
Superman's got to be I don't know. He's the gold standard, man,
of superheroes.
That's the superheroes.
The
love him or hate him. That's
No, Batman is definitely the gold standard with enough prep time.
No, it's over. Insane, it's just saying. Yeah, he's always the best hero with a fucking year of prep. Get the hell out of here. It's on site, bitch.
No, yeah, exactly.
It's now.
I agree.
We're doing this now.
I agree. Superman is the golden standard of superheroes. He's like the father of all superheroes.
Yeah. And I keep getting all these like versus things. My feed is just covered in like these, I must be clicking on them because I keep getting these like who'd win in a fight, and it's always like Superman, Sentry, Thor, fucking, and then like the Dr. Manhattan in there. They throw all these people in. It's like, who comes out on top? I don't know.
Okay, well, look, Dr. Manhattan's not fair. He can manipulate reality like a god.
Well, then you have to go into like, okay, Void Sentry. You have to go into Rune King Thor.
Right. Yeah.
And then there's this version of Superman, that Cosmic Armor Superman, which is literally...
If you go Superboy Prime, where they had to tie him to the wall that holds reality together to keep him at bay because he was too powerful. So I mean, like, there's different levels.
There's levels to this
character.
There are because, like, I would say Thor versus Superman. I think Thor wins only because he dabbles in magic, and magic is like kryptonite to Superman.
Like Rune King Thor versus Cosmic Armor Superman, both of them manipulate reality.
Yeah,
and you're talking about Superman like he's merged with a couple things, but he's created by the monitors.
Yes,
the monitors help create him.
Yeah,
and like Rune King Thor, he's using the Odin Force, and he sacrificed both eyes to get like the higher god power.
Fucking right.
And someone was like, "Well, if he doesn't have any eyes, what good is he?" And it's like, dude. He can see all that was, all that will be.
It's called omnipotence, you motherfucker.
Yeah, he not only doesn't have to worry about running into anything in the room, he could create a universe.
It's like, this isn't a new superpower. Daredevil doesn't have working eyes, and he still knows where motherfuckers are.
Yeah,
it's a power. We can look past he doesn't have eyes. No, let's move on from there. That doesn't fucking work.
Yes. Shay told me something cold while we were in Ireland. He said he read something about like Superman was in a comic book with Dr. Manhattan, and like they were talking about like what would happen if they fought. Like Superman doesn't hold back, Dr. Manhattan doesn't hold back, and like Dr. Manhattan sees everything. He sees the future. He sees all timelines as they're happening right now.
Right.
He said like something along the lines of Dr. Manhattan said, if we fight and we don't hold back, he's like, I see everything leading up to the fight. He's like, but I don't see anything after.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what? Like, that's the coldest shit ever. It's like, wait, so what, does everything not exist? After
reality stopped.
If Superman and Dr. Manhattan fight, reality stops. It's like, okay, well, then let's avoid that.
That's awesome. Let's do it.
That sounds like a problem.
To hear Dr. Manhattan say that, I'm like, well, goddamn, how strong is Superman? How strong is that dude?
If Trump runs for a third term, that's what we need. We need Superman versus Dr. Manhattan. Save the universe by stopping the universe.
We'll discuss it after a fourth term. We'll see. See what happens.
I will say this. Another movie that I've seen, I don't know if Eddie's seen it. I know Ian did. Thunderbolts.
No, I haven't got there yet.
Amazing. I'm actually very happy with it.
It's good. It's a move in the right direction.
It is. I think they brought it back to that street level feel. They restarted the team. They rebooted the team. What I did find interesting, and spoiler alert, they gave it Thunderbolts with an asterisk.
Yes.
And the reason is because at the end of the movie, they make them the new Avengers.
Yes.
Now, what they did in the after movie clip, the extra scene, is that they were like, well, there's another Avengers out there, and they're calling themselves the Avengers. So he's like, let's call ourselves the Avengers with a Z. Right? Yeah. So that we can't be caught for copyright, because Anthony Mackie, a.k.a. the new Captain America, didn't want to team up with Bucky and his new Avengers. He's got his own team of Avengers. So I think this is great. I actually didn't know too much about the new Avengers. What I am excited for is if they do lean into this, Wolverine was a part of the new Avengers.
Right now, the new Avengers kind of suck. I mean, let's
they
be honest.
The reality is
it's the Thunderbolts and Sentry.
Wolverine,
one guy is useful.
Wolverine has been on everybody's team: X-Men, Avengers, New Avengers,
He gets around.
Dark Avengers. He goes wherever you need someone to be the big yellow target to keep the newbies safe.
I feel like Spider-Man does that shit too.
He does.
Spider-Man just shows up all over the fucking
Their
place.
first draft round picks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're your everything guys. Like, they could take a beating. They're agile. They're willing.
Yeah.
Well, Spider-Man, technically, if you have to say it, like he's Stan Lee's boy. So like Spider-Man is to Marvel what Superman is to DC.
He's arguably the most marketable superhero.
Well, if you need to add a little more heart and a little more humor, you bring in Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
No, but you're absolutely correct, because the Sentry doesn't even know who the fuck he is.
Yeah.
And the rest of the team.
I will admit, Sentry is probably just as strong as any of the Avengers. Like Thor, Hulk, all of them.
He's an Avengers level threat.
Right. Yeah. But that's it. The rest of them are just idiots with guns.
That
like
fight
they're
scene,
fucking not.
That
like,
fight scene, he fucked them up.
Well, they didn't have a chance.
He's supposed to, though.
Yeah, they're literally teeing off on him. He's like, this is fucking dumb.
When Bucky took off his jacket,
like,
fuck this, I'm going in, right?
I know. I'm like, wait.
No.
What are you going to do, Bucky?
Bro, he got fucked up twice as hard.
Oh, yeah.
Not only did he fuck him up, he ripped his arm off and beat him with it.
He stops bullets in the air.
And then he gave
with
it back.
His fucking mind.
And then he gave it back.
Yeah.
Here's your fucking arm, bro.
Like, it's, Sentry's on a whole different level. Like, it's not,
What kind of an insult is it to rip off your arm, beat you with it, and then give it back to you when you're done?
I wouldn't even have attacked him. Like, I'm sorry. Like,
no. There was no game plan. I did find...
And I was mad. They ended the fucking movie the way I said they were going to do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fucking, she's like, oh, you gotta be a good person. I was like, God damn it. I knew this was coming. I sat here on this podcast and said that.
It was different, though. They hugged it out.
Oh.
They hugged it out.
I was so mad. So fucking mad, bro.
I think the movie was really good. I did see the ending coming like you. I was like, there's just no other way of stopping.
Well, because there's no way they're beating Sentry.
Yeah.
There's no way. They can't write that in. They can't.
But the cast was clever. The dialogue was funny. Not too funny. Like, there were serious moments.
And they made Void Sentry scary.
They did.
Like, just the darkness of him flying there in the air and the eyes in the dark. I was like, dude, that's imposing.
You can barely see the eyes.
No,
but just enough, right?
Just enough to know that there's fucking evil in there. I was like, oh, man.
I will say, I like U.S. Agent more now than after the show.
I think he was much better in the movie than he was in the show.
Yeah. He was a redeeming asshole.
Yeah.
But like he was an asshole.
Oh, he's an asshole though. He's an asshole.
But like he's an asshole in a way that you still kind of agree with everything
I
he's
see
saying.
I see where he's coming from.
Yeah.
He's like, who the fuck is this guy? I'm like, yeah, who the fuck is this guy? But there were a couple of moments when he like grabbed up Sentry and he's talking shit to him that like he looked at him like, I might die here.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Like he had that like
Well, in the very
face.
beginning, like when he grabs him and puts his neck against the wall, you see a little glint in Sentry's eyes, and it's like that's the void, like in there. It's like
reaching out.
Like he's just thinking for a second, like, should I kill him here? Should I fucking kill him? But that's kind of cool that they have that trump card. It's like they're the Thunderbolts. They're just a street level team, except for this universe level threat in Sentry.
Right, who
So it's
can't
like,
quite control anything.
Yeah. Like when World Breaker Hulk attacked the Earth, like
Yes.
Sentry kind of just tanked his shots so they could strategize.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to stand here and just eat shots from World Breaker Hulk. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
The same guy that broke Colossus's arms because he's like, oh, I'm not the same Hulk, and just crushes Colossus's arms into fucking like tin. I'm like, all right. And Sentry stood there and ate shots from him. Like, all right, guys, formulate a plan while I absorb shots from the World Breaker Hulk.
I think the casting was well done. The funniest part about it was how fast they murked Taskmaster.
Bro, instantly.
Taskmaster.
She shows up, boom, shot in the dome. I'm like, oh,
what
fuck, all right.
the fuck?
Well, I guess we're writing her out.
Yeah.
I mean, they seriously nerfed who Taskmaster was anyway. So it's not a surprise that it's like,
let's get her out of there.
Off the field.
You know what's good though? Like they murdered her. All her gear is still there. They could probably essentially bring back Taskmaster.
Well, the way they
2.0 the right way.
Yeah, the way they made it there with being like a software upgrade to make it like a temporary kind of fighter. Because that's not the way it's supposed to be.
Right.
You know, so, but yeah, by doing it that way, you really throw anyone new in the suit. Here's the new experiment.
Yeah. Who's your favorite Thunderbolt?
I don't know. Florence Pugh does a good job.
Yeah.
She does a good job as
amazing
Yelena.
actress.
She did.
Yeah.
David, I'm trying to think of his last name, but
Harbor.
Yeah. Red.
Red Guardian.
Red Guardian. Yeah.
He's amazing.
He's pretty fucking funny.
He's funny.
He's pretty funny.
And he's not annoying funny.
Yeah.
He's funny just at the right moment.
Yeah. I mean, but my favorite, I'm gonna go with Sentry, just because like he's
Sentry.
He's,
All right.
If anything actually needs done, he's gonna be the one that does it. Like,
I'm sticking with my pick with the U.S. agent. He had me sold. I was like, he's a dick, but he's vital to the team.
He's got. I'd say going into the movie, he probably had the hardest road to prove himself as the character.
Yes,
because coming off the show, I mean, he technically did his job. You're supposed to hate him on the show.
Yes.
He's supposed to be a tool bag. You're supposed to not like him.
But you're looking at him going, that's not Captain America. That's just not Captain America. Like, there's something wrong.
Sentry says it at one point. He's talking shit, and Sentry starts laughing. He's like, "What's so funny?" He's like, "You're Captain America?" Yeah. He's like, "You're kind of a dick."
Yeah.
I'm like, valid. Very valid. But he does, like, when they go into his backstory, like, you kind of feel for the guy a little bit. You kind of get a little more like, he's just failed at everything he's tried to succeed at, including his home life. And it's just like, this is all he has. So he leans so hard into it that he's a dick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you could kind of feel for him. I did like the way that they assembled the team. It didn't feel forced. It felt like a little bit more organic.
I have a little more hope after, like, because the Captain America movie, Brave New World, it was like,
Yeah.
Like, I don't see a light yet.
Yes.
You know, but this, I see a light going into Fantastic Four.
And Fantastic Four, I'm so happy it's a period piece. And what also tied the Fantastic Four, we could speculate on this real quick, Eddie. So at the end of the movie, there's another scene where you're in this universe where the Thunderbolts are, and an old-fashioned Fantastic Four ship comes into their planet's orbit.
That's the ending scene.
So in my opinion, this is just speculation, they don't save their Earth. They opt to leave their Earth and come to our Earth in an attempt to save us and warn us from Galactus. That's my bet on what's going to happen in the next movie.
Well, I think I think in dealing with Galactus, I think in the main story they end up having to get the nullifier. It's plausibly it's not on their planet. They didn't, or their universe. It's not a thing they could get.
I don't know how you deal with Galactus. Like I don't know how you just deal with like a celestial level threat that eats worlds.
Generally,
and the Silver Surfer. He has his Harbinger.
Yeah.
It's
not
generally
like Silver Surfer's on your
is he
side.
well fed? Because a well fed Galactus deals with everyone.
It's outsmarting him. Is generally what they end up doing is
outwit.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Reed Richards, that's how you do it. Yes. The greatest genius on the planet.
But it's also it's feasible again. Like I would have been happy with the Thunderbolts not succeeding, like getting as far as they did, and something happens catastrophic and they don't succeed. It would have felt real, just as real as the way that they ended the movie for that victory per se. But if the Fantastic Four ends in a way where it's like they tried their best, they're still a team.
I swear to God, they talk Galactus down.
I mean, how else do you fight them?
I don't know, but can we?
I mean, there's only so much that Reed Richards can stretch.
You remember how good the first edition of Marvel was when they fought people? When they beat that ass? Like, remember when the Avengers fought the monsters in New York? They didn't talk them down. Thanos, please don't hurt us.
I agree.
See the good side.
I agree. Yeah. I agree.
They talked down Gore the God Butcher.
Got him.
They fucking talked down I'm done with it. Stop talking people down. Kick their ass.
You know, it's the age of the therapist, the online therapist. Everybody can diagnose
Deadpool don't
themselves.
talk anyone down.
You know, I'm surprised that like they're not like, you know what, Galactus, you're kind of a sociopath. Yeah.
You're toxic masculinity, man. Eating all these fucking planets.
I don't need you to mansplain to me what's going on over here, bro.
Oh my God.
I believe technically Galactus helps balance the universe.
Sure.
There is an actual order to the fact that he's consuming planets, and I do.
They
believe
always hide behind that because Thanos said the same thing. I'm balancing the universe. And it's going to get rid of everybody.
But I agree with you as far as when we saw Thanos, we were excited because it was a thing that they could fight.
Yeah.
He was super OP, but with just enough people.
You're throwing things at him. You're throwing Thor at him. You're throwing Captain Marvel. You're throwing people at him that can fight him. Like, the reason I wasn't excited out of the Fantastic Four, Sue Storm maybe has the best chance, but still, with Franklin in the womb, I mean, you ain't got nothing for Galactus. You have nothing for Galactus in the Silver Surfer.
Unless they pull off, all right, another speculation. They could pull off the baby in the womb powers. He reaches through to Miss Invisible. And
I think that's what brings Galactus to the planet. I think that's the reason he's coming.
Yeah.
I don't think it's Reed Richards messing with space. I think he's coming to Earth because he knows Sue's pregnant and he can sense how strong Franklin's going to be.
Yeah, there is a storyline where he tries to get Franklin, the baby, to basically rewrite the universe to bring back his universe. Because he's the survivor of his universe collapsing. Nice. So he had some kind of technology thing, universe collapses. He ends up merging with the technology, being the only being that survives. So he actually predates the universe.
So he's Doctor Who, before Doctor Who was Doctor Who.
To some extent.
If Doctor Who could be the size of a star system and eat worlds.
Universe happens again. He's now there, and one of the storylines, he tries to save his universe by using Franklin Richards to help him do that.
Interesting.
Because that's the power level of their kid.
Yes.
It's better than making him like a weird storm-like thing like they did in fucking
That
was terrible.
That's weak.
Maybe they convince him. They're like, all right, we'll fight your champion, and if we beat your champion, you got to leave.
Who's his champion?
Silver Surfer. Versus the Fantastic Four is much more feasible.
Are we allowed to make the lady lose? Is that allowed again?
It is. No. Catherine Kennedy, is she still in play?
No. You can't make a lady lose. Not Disney. Not Disney. That's not how this goes.
All right. So another thing that we were talking about, jumping into Superman, and it's not Zack Snyder because he sucks dick.
No, Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder
is Kanye West.
He's Kanye's cousin.
He's had too many. Yeah, he's Kanye's. Well, then he would be the receiver. He needs to be Kanye,
which isn't as gay, but still gay.
It's still
not quite as gay, but
it's still there.
If you're the one sucking the dick, it's a little worse.
It's just the tip. Okay, I got you.
How can we ever listen to The Graduation again?
I can't. I can't. I haven't listened to Kanye's music in a very, very long time.
It's been a while since I've deliberately put it on.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Superman, right?
Yeah.
If this fails,
DC's dead.
DC's dead.
DC's dead. I mean, everything's riding on it because even like the next show coming out with James Gunn's doing Peacemaker, it's like you have Hawkgirl and you have Green Lantern on the podium talking to him.
Yeah.
So like the characters from Superman, the movie, are even in this. If this falls flat, everything going forward is dead in the water.
Now he's already connecting the Superman to the next Peacemaker. Did you see the trailer I sent?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you have
Green Lantern, haircut Green Lantern is in Peacemaker.
Yeah, Guy Gardner is in there in the Peacemaker.
So
I hope he's in there for a good bit and not just for like a little comic relief.
And
but
also
because Nathan Fillion is fucking fantastic.
He's great.
The team in there that's hunting Peacemaker in the show, the guy who's in charge of the team that's hunting Peacemaker is the character from Creature Commandos, the animated show.
Fucking great.
So he is weaving he's weaving everything together.
Yeah.
They're doing a Star Wars thing where like you have to see even the animated stuff. You have to get what's going on.
And
I'll fuck with it.
It works, but you can't overdo it.
Yeah.
Because there is a level like started happening with Star Wars and with Marvel where there's so much interconnected that if you miss one, you now start falling behind and you feel like you can't keep up.
As long as you keep everything interesting. That was the thing with me. It's like Creature Commandos, adult.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can watch it. Peacemaker, adult. You can watch it. Superman, looks like it's PG-13. Probably going to be great. Even though Crypto the dog it's suspect.
Yes.
I'm still going to watch it.
Yeah.
Anyway, but with Disney, it's like, I have to watch some of this stuff, but like when you start throwing in Miss Marvel and shit, like it's just, these are things that don't resonate with everyone.
It was too far outside of the core for people to bother.
Right. Now, the way that they could have done it right is if you make a Miss Marvel thing and you do the Ironheart thing and it's outside, it's in the universe, but outside of what we're watching.
Outside of the main story.
So this is for the kids. And the kids can watch this and then you cater to that audience growing up as they get older.
You use it,
Hawkgirl,
it as a way to introduce people to everything else with Marvel.
Right.
But if you make it a required watching and it's more children oriented, you're gonna lose the adult audience.
I still can't believe they're releasing Ironheart. That's
I know. They're going to release it and they're going to re-release Willow at the same time and then take them both away a week later.
Don't do it.
Yeah, it's going to be that bad. All right, so listen guys, to finish this podcast, right?
Yes.
We discussed this prior to.
I know
so it's something that's on Instagram and Facebook and all over the place.
It came out of nowhere and it's probably the most it's the most ridiculous scenario in the planet right now.
It's 100 men versus a gorilla.
One gorilla.
Yep. So let's go
full-grown silverback gorilla.
Let's go with your take. What do you think happens in 100 men versus a gorilla?
I almost want to say I don't think I know. I think that if 100 people attacked a silverback gorilla, they would kill the gorilla.
Agreed.
It's 100 people.
Yeah, and that was where I was going to go with it. I was like, my starting draft lineup is everyone that's the heavyweights in the strongman competitions. Give me Brian Shaw, 400 pounds, almost 7 foot monster. Give me Eddie Hall, 350 pounds monster.
Gorillas get shot and die.
All you need is enough people to take those first hits that the next group of people can grab a hold.
Right.
Yeah.
And once you got a hold, enough people, it's not going anywhere.
The gorilla's going to kill a few people.
It
is.
Kill
a few people.
Some people are getting smashed.
It's going to
die.
Mutilate. It's going to mutilate.
And they're going to die really bad. They're going to die really bad.
Yes.
They're going to die unwell.
See, so your take is your first 5 are strongmen to go in. That's your first 5.
That's
the thing about the gorilla. The thing about the gorilla is I listened to a take on this from a guy who was a zoologist with a minor in primate studies.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he said that he's like you might even be able to kill a gorilla with 40 people.
Yeah.
He's like the gorillas, like they're really strong, but like they have fast twitch muscle, and they don't have good cardiovascular like endurance. They just don't.
They're not going running on a regular basis.
They are not designed for long combat.
Right.
He said, so if you swarm this gorilla and you're all putting weight on this gorilla, it's going to get tired.
Right.
You're eventually going to be able to hold it down, and then we're going to be able to kill
beat it to death.
And if you imagine 100 people, like that's a hell of a beatdown, bro.
That's a crowd. That's
like,
a good ass crowd.
If you got 100 people beating on you and kicking you and digging in your fucking eyes, and like I hate to say this, I don't want to be graphic, and I know there's probably animal lovers, but you don't want to see what we're going to do to that gorilla. I'm ripping ripping its fucking dick and nuts off. I'll put my hand up its ass and start doing internal damage. Like, we're killing.
What if I said you could kill the gorilla without putting your hand up its ass?
Fuck that. I'm making sure this gorilla's dead.
Ian wants to play with puppets.
Fuck yeah. I'll fist that gorilla's eye socket. Fuck that. We're killing this gorilla.
My first 5, I thought about it differently. I thought you need to distract the gorilla, right? So first, I would send in Mark Zuckerberg, right? Because he's a jiu-jitsu blue belt at this point, right? So he's not even really a human. He's an android. We've established this, right? Mark Zuckerberg, right? Jack Black, right? Yeah. He's going to clown. He's going to dance around. He's going to sing peaches, 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 peaches. Right. You know what I mean, right? Yeah. Boom. Elon Musk, right? Motherfucker's always got a flamethrower. You got and a chainsaw sometimes, right? Chainsaw.
Yeah, always on it.
Well, I mean,
he's slashing prices.
The problem is once you get to weapons, all you need is one person and a gun.
One guy.
Elon Musk. Just to bewilder him with his conversation. He's going to be, hold on, gorilla.
Make the gorilla think.
Make him think. Math, right? And then my next 2 people are going to be Robin Williams and Val Kilmer, right? I say you dig them up, you prop them up like we get at Bernie style, right?
Here's the first time where CrossFit comes in handy, because that's your first strength. Like 10 CrossFitters, because they're generally very cardiovascularly healthy.
Agreed.
You get them to just keep running around and tire it out.
Yes.
Get it to chase you, run away, send another one. You just keep it surrounded, keep it moving, keep it active. Then you bring in some strongmen.
Sumo wrestlers.
Then you bring in some small guys as fodder. They could just throw at him.
Bring in some sumo wrestlers to put weight on.
I knew you were going to go sumo.
Hold it down.
They know how to handle big weight.
Yeah,
they can just push him around, right? Like a schoolyard.
And if they're laying on him, fuck.
Bro, like schoolyard bullies. Just push
or we
that
could go a
motherfucker
different
around.
route. We could go a different route.
I know what you're going to think.
What?
Men that try to pretend that they're female athletes.
No. That's not a bad idea, though. That's not a bad idea. We could just send in Kanye West.
Oh,
because he would suck the gorilla's dick.
Yeah.
And then the gorilla would fall asleep.
Yeah.
And then we could attack it after it's sleeping. Just send in Kanye.
I still think you have your best chances with Mark Zuckerberg. Bro, I'm telling you.
Oh, because he's secretly a reptilian.
He's secretly a reptilian being. Yeah. He's not even from this planet.
Yeah. I think it's a more credible argument to say like 100 people against a grizzly bear. Like that's more of a challenging fight, I think. But the gorilla, I just think even a full-grown male silverback gorilla is 400, 500 pounds.
I think though the first 10 people are massacred.
Yeah,
it's just gonna rip you from limb.
The first couple. It depends on what the gorilla wants to do. If the gorilla lunges and swings, the first person's face is getting blown to.
Or if he just grabs you and tosses you,
like any person it gets its hands on is going to be dead.
Not to mention the 1,000 pounds of bite force. Yeah, that's not gonna feel good.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you.
No, I mean it goes back to the old style of the ways humans hunted.
What about John Jones?
Run things down in exhaustion. That was what we did. We had the capability of running for hours on end because we had the ability to sweat and cool our bodies down.
We hunted
The
mammoths.
idea is to scare it and keep running it and keep running it and keep running it until it fucking passes out from exhaustion.
They had large sticks too, so they could kind of corral these things, right?
Yeah, but if you had 100 people, you don't really need the large sticks. You just need enough fear put into it to make it run until the point where it can't keep running.
Yeah, if you got 100 people beating on you, you're fucked.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. If we all surround that gorilla and get on it,
all right. Here's a controversial.
We're stomping that fucking gorilla out.
Here's a controversial statement. All right, what nationality of people are you putting in there? Huh, Ian?
I think it's a mix.
100 mixed people? Is that what you just said?
Yeah, mixed. Yeah,
as in mixed, no white people at all.
No. 100 Filipinos. The fuck do you want? Like,
100 Filipinos. That's like 50 normal people.
That's right. We still win.
They'd have to stand on each other.
Manny Pacquiao. 100 Manny Pacquiao. Just run around that little bitch. Yeah. Bunch of Manny Pacquiaos and Nonito Donairs just moving around and popping in the fucking mouth. No, I think we beat it. I don't think what nationality. It doesn't matter. The 100 Mexicans, 100 Japanese. I think if it's 100 people, grown men attacking this gorilla, I think they kill it.
I think we do like 50-50.
If 100 beavers attacked me, I would die.
Yes.
I would kill a few of those beavers.
Yes.
But if they all start gnawing on me, I'm fucked, bro.
But so then how many How many 13-year-olds do you think you could take out?
13-year-olds? That depends, man. I've seen Mike Tyson when he was 13 was 185 pounds.
There's some scary 13-year-olds when you look at Mike Tyson.
So how many average 13-year-olds do you think
Let's
you
go
could
younger.
take out?
I mean, average 13-year-olds, let's maybe fucking 6 or 7, because if they're actually trying to kill me, like they're hitting puberty, bro.
Yes,
they're people.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, if it's 7-year-olds, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe.
I'm going to tell you, you're not giving yourself enough credit. I think you can easily take out 10 to 15 13-year-olds.
I don't think so, man.
I do, man.
I don't.
I think if your life
now,
was
if they're
on
toddlers,
the line,
if they're toddlers, I would try to fight 100 of them.
I mean, I see you eat a cupcake.
Is it one at a time or is it all at once?
Yeah.
One at a time, you could take out way more than all at once.
Okay, so
yeah, they all rush you, you're in trouble.
Yes. But if it's Bruce Lee style, where you're standing in a circle and they're coming at you one at a time.
I don't know.
Boom, boom,
I've
boom.
seen different 13-year-olds. Like I said, Mike Tyson, 13 years old, was 5'10" and 185 pounds.
That's
I ain't
scary.
fighting even one of those.
There's I think they might only be like 13 years old, 14. They're in their adult class right now, and they're just as big as the adults. So
I've had patients at the hospital that are 13 years old, and they are bigger than me. I'm like, holy fuck.
This guy arguing like teenagers, like 20 teenagers from Florida versus 20 teenagers from New York. He's like, my money's on them Florida boys. He's like, they wrestle gators. They walk around without teeth.
Depends, because you might have like soft ass kids from like a nice neighborhood in Wellington going up against 20 kids from Brooklyn.
You get 100 skaters. They're accustomed to getting some damage.
This is true. But I'll tell you what, I put 20 guys from Loxahatchee against 20 guys from Brooklyn any day.
I would like to see that.
And
fight.
I grew up in Brooklyn.
That's a good fight though.
That's a good fight.
That's rough people against rough people.
Listen, man, those are some like serious guys, man. They fight in their backyard.
But if you have like 20 people from the Hamptons against 20 people from like Russia,
they're getting fucking murdered.
I was gonna say the Hamptons are getting eaten alive.
They're getting their asses beat.
Eating fucking alive.
They're gonna eat fucking goulash, bro.
They're hard people.
Motherfuckers is gonna have some goulash, bitch. So in conclusion, we definitely
I'm on team people.
All agree, team people.
I think you could get out of it with less people. I think you get 50 people. I think you'd still kill the gorilla.
We didn't become the apex predator for no reason.
No reason.
Yes.
And that gorilla, it's very impressive, but like a gorilla can only get, even at its biggest, close to 500 pounds. It's 4 to 10 times stronger than a human. I'll give it that. But it doesn't have endurance.
Yep.
It's going to get tired very quick. And if 50 people are beating on you, you don't fucking last.
I agree. Well, before the podcast started, Eddie made a valid point. He was like, let's make it 50 men, 50 women. Women want equal rights. We'll send them in first.
Right.
And then when the monkey is done killing these people.
I don't like the way you say monkey.
I don't remember when this happened.
You don't remember this?
No,
we were talking about it. Eddie's like, send in the women. They want equal pay.
This doesn't sound familiar
he
at
said
all.
Equal rights, equal pay.
This sounds like a Nelson idea. That's what this really sounds like.
We can just call it Operation Meat Shield.
Like South Park. Operation
Get
Human
Behind the
Shield.
Operation Get Behind the Darkies.
And on that note, thank you for joining us at the Sofa Kingdom Podcast, where we stand behind everything we say. Not at all.
That's right.
I'm surprised I made it, but my voice this long, it's not bad.
I liked it.
I've saved it for 2 days for this moment.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad we were able to
Imagine me being quiet for 2 days.
Fucking, we can only dream.
It was like it was like Christmas came early. You know what? Next time we'll talk about your trip to Ireland.
No, don't worry about it. You know.
Yeah. But how was it though?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
I seen some of the pictures. They look pretty fucking dope.
If you're thinking about going, go. You should definitely go.
All right,
It looks like quite the sightseeing.
It is.
We're gonna have to do like an Ireland episode, and you're gonna have to break it down for us.
I'll talk about it next time.
All right, let's do it.
It's much better looking than you.
Yeah.
I spent some time in London not planned because thanks to American Airlines.
Yeah. Surprise.
Surprise.